It's Amy, your Gray Girlfriend, and welcome to the Gray Girlfriend's Guide to Life podcast. First, let me say that I'm so happy and grateful that you're here with me. Out of the more than 3 million podcasts available, you chose this one, so thank you. This podcast was created for high-achieving women, real women who face and conquer real challenges, real women who are ready to take their lives to the next level. Between us all, we've been through it all, and I'm here to tell you, you can thrive despite it. So whether you're commuting to or from work or doing one of the other 50,000 things you do on a weekly basis, pop in your earbuds, my friend, and let's go. Today's episode is What Do I Care? In our fast-paced, achievement-driven world, the concept of self-care often gets misunderstood, dismissed, or even ridiculed. Many see it as an indulgence, a luxury reserved for those with too much time on their hands or too much money in their pockets. But the truth is, self-care is neither selfish nor vain. Self-care is a sign of profound self-respect. This simple yet powerful statement encapsulates the true essence of self-care, which is honoring ourselves enough to prioritize our well-being. Today, we're going to explore why self-care is essential, not just for our own health, but for our relationships, our productivity, and for our overall quality of life. I'll bust some common myths, I'll offer practical tips, and hopefully help you see self-care as the foundational act of self-respect it truly is. So what is self-care really? Self-care is an activity that we deliberately do to take care of our mental, our emotional, or our physical health. It's not just bubble baths and face masks, although those can be lovely. It's about listening to your body, honoring your needs, and making choices that support your well-being. Self-care can be as simple as saying no to an extra work project when you're already feeling overwhelmed, or taking a walk in nature to clear your mind. It can be as simple as preparing a nourishing meal for yourself, or scheduling a checkup with your doctor. It can be as simple as journaling to process a strong emotion that pops up, or calling a friend when you need support. At its very core, self-care is about meeting your own needs, not out of selfishness, but out of respect for yourself. There's a persistent myth that self-care is self-indulgent or vain. In reality, neglecting your own needs is what leads to burnout and resentment and even physical illness. When we care for ourselves, we're better equipped to care for others, to pursue the things we love to do, and to show up fully in our own lives. Let's be clear. Self-care isn't vanity. It's a sign of profound self-respect. It's the recognition that you, like everyone else, are deserving of care and attention and compassion. Imagine a friend came to you exhausted and overwhelmed and asked you for your help. Would you call that friend selfish? Of course not. You would encourage your friend to rest and to recharge and to take care of herself because you respect and value your friend. So why would you treat yourself any differently? Research consistently shows that self-care has tangible benefits for our health and happiness. Here are just a few ways that self-care can transform your life. Number 1, it reduces stress and prevents burnout. Chronic stress is linked to a host of health problems from heart disease to depression. Regular self-care routines like exercise or meditation or simply taking breaks can help lower your stress hormones and restore balance. Number 2, it improves physical health. When you prioritize sleep and nutrition and movement, your body functions better. Self-care isn't about feeling good in the moment. It's about long-term health and vitality. Number 3, it boosts emotional resilience. Self-care builds emotional resilience by giving you tools to cope with life's challenges because you know what? Shit happens in life, doesn't it? And when you take time for activities that nourish your soul, you're better able to handle setbacks and bounce back from adversity. Number 4, it enhances relationships. When you're exhausted and depleted, it's hard to be present for others. Self-care fills your cup so you have more to give to those you love. It also models healthy boundaries and self-respect for those around you. Number 5, it increases productivity and creativity. Taking breaks and caring for yourself actually makes you more productive, not less productive. When you're rested and recharged, your mind is sharper and your creativity flows more freely. So let's talk about some common barriers to self-care and how to overcome them. If self-care is so important, why do so many of us struggle to practice it? Here's some common barriers and how to break through them. One common barrier is guilt. It's probably the most common barrier. Many people feel guilty for taking time for themselves, especially if they have demanding jobs or children or aging parents or all of the above. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's necessary. So if you feel guilty about taking time for yourself, here's a tip for you. Reframe self care as an act of service to others. When you're at your best, you're better able to help those who depend on you. Another common barrier is a lack of time. In our busy lives, self care can feel like just another item on the to do list, something else to check off. But self care doesn't have to be time consuming. Even 5 minutes of deep breathing or stretching can make a difference. Or if you want to stack the benefits, deep breathe through your stretches. If you feel as though you have no time for self care, here's a tip for you. Schedule self care into your calendar, just like any other important appointment. Treat it as non negotiable. When my friends and I talk about getting together, I often say, let's put it on the calendar or else we won't do it. Treat self care the same way. Another common barrier is perfectionism. Some people avoid self care because they feel they're not quite, quote, doing it right. Remember, self care is personal. Do what works for you, not what Instagram and Facebook tell you you should do. If you feel as though you have to do everything perfectly, here's a tip for you. Try different activities. Find out what truly nourishes you. There's no one size fits all approach to self care. The last common barrier we'll talk about are cultural or societal messages. Many cultures value hard work and self sacrifice over rest and self compassion. Regardless of your culture or society, you have a responsibility to yourself to question any old beliefs that no longer serve you. So give yourself permission to challenge these messages and give yourself permission to prioritize well being. If cultural or societal messages are negatively impacting your perception of self care, here's a tip for you. Surround yourself with people who support your self care journey and seek out resources that reinforce the importance of self respect. Remember, we make our habits and then our habits make us. So make self care a habit. And as with any new habit, self care takes intention and practice. So here are some tips to make it a regular part of your life. First, start small. Don't try to overhaul your life in 1 week. Choose one self care activity to incorporate each week. Maybe this week you deliberately go to bed early enough to get 8 hours of sleep. Maybe next week you deliberately listen to music that feeds your soul while you're getting ready in the morning. Maybe the following week you deliberately jot down 3 things you're grateful for before you go to sleep each night. You get the idea. Second, be consistent. Schedule self care into your routine. Put it on your calendar, even if it's just a few minutes a day. Third, track your progress. Keep a journal if you like, but if you don't like to journal, okay, no big deal. Make a mental list of the ways you practice self care each day, no matter how small. And remember, give yourself some love for showing yourself some love. Fourth and last, make adjustments as needed. Your needs will change over time, so be flexible and compassionate with yourself. There's a ripple effect to self care. When you prioritize self care, you're not just benefiting yourself, you're creating a ripple effect that touches everyone around you. And here's how: you become a role model. By practicing self care, you show others in your life that it's okay to prioritize their own well being, especially your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, and your nephews, or maybe even your little cousins. In my case, I have a little cousin who's 11. He calls me Cuzzy. Isn't that adorable? He's so precious. Sorry, I digress. Back to you in the ripple effect of self care. You also improve your relationships. When you're nourished and balanced, you're more patient and more present and more loving to those around you. You contribute to a healthier culture. As more people embrace self care, we collectively challenge the toxic myth that self sacrifice is the highest virtue. It is no virtue at all, in my opinion. So, at its heart, self care is about recognizing your own worth. It's about saying, I matter, my needs matter, my well being is important. This is not vanity, my friend. It's the foundation of a healthy, fulfilling life. Remember, self care isn't vanity, it's a sign of profound self respect. When you treat yourself with kindness and compassion, you set the standard for how others should treat you. You acknowledge your inherent value and you give yourself permission to thrive. In closing, self-care is not a trend or a luxury or a sign of weakness. It's a vital practice that allows us to live fully, to love deeply, and to give generously. By prioritizing your own well-being, you honor yourself and everyone whose life you touch. So the next time you're tempted to dismiss self-care as selfish or unnecessary, remember, and I'm saying it again because you know what? The mind learns by repetition. So I'm repeating this line to you. Self-care is a sign of profound self-respect. And you, my friend, are worthy of self-respect every single day. I'm wishing you peace and plenty of ideas to kick off your self-care journey. Until next time, this is Amy, your gray and good at self-care girlfriend. Hey, it's Amy. Did you know that what we tell ourselves about ourselves impacts every decision we make? Every decision. So if you're feeling stuck in any aspect of your life, RTT can help. Want to know more? Go to amyblairlawson.com or click on the calendar link in the show notes to schedule your complimentary 30-minute consultation. Oh, one last thing. I can't forget the legal stuff. You know what I'm talking about. The language a lawyers write that I have to read to you. Well, here it goes. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. While I am a rapid transformational therapy practitioner, a certified divorce financial analyst, and a licensed investment advisor, this podcast is not intended as a substitute for a private session or a consultation. Got it? All right. Until next time, wishing you peace and plenty of all good things.